It is a Wednesday morning. I'm going with a Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements Future Fiction. This one here is the CK6 version. Might be able to see that right there. Scent. What does it smell like? I couldn't tell you. I do have some of the scent profile written down. It's well blended. I don't pick up my nose, not this morning. It's not working all that great. This one here, it has quite a few different scents. It's got like citrus, white musk, ginger, white pepper, vetiver, honey, amber, peppermint, black sage. It's got a little bit of everything, it seems like, in here. That's just to name a few. The CK6. This came to me, by the way, of Stephen Sprague. Also went ahead and picked up the matching Star Jelly to use off camera. This one here, Future Fiction. Star Jelly is pretty good stuff. I like it. And if you read, I've got a link down below for it. If you read it, you know, it goes on like a balm, dries like an aftershave, and it really does. It's pretty nice stuff. So it's just a little bit of a twist, I guess you might say, for some folks that are used to something quite different when it comes to an aftershave balm. Already put a hot towel to the face this morning and went ahead and used the Preshave oil this morning. This is Maggard's Sweet Orange. And the lather I've got whipped up here with, see if I get it turned right around here so you can see what's going on the bottom. And it's the Green Ray. So this CK6 just whips up without a problem. That's what it looks like there. The Fine Accoutrements lathering bowl. It just took no time at all to whip it up. It is good looking lather. That is one thing about Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements lather. It didn't take but a quick moment to whip one up. Blade of choice today is Personna. This is the wrapper it came in. And the blade, the blade that it's, razor that it's in. This is a Gillette single ring. This one I picked up from RazorRefresh. I'll have a link down below. They not only sell razors that have already been replated. This one here is in rose gold. It's in pretty good shape. And they also have a replating service. And I got this one here darn cheap. Matter of fact, as you can probably imagine, this is the best looking single ring Gillette that I have. The single rings were made from, let's see here, I got it written down here, 1907 to 1929. So you can probably pretty much figure that this particular shaver is probably close to being 100 years old. It's this one here is in fantastic shape. I have another Gillette single ring that has not been replated, but after seeing this one here, I think I might have to eventually send it in to have it replated. This looks really nice. Just, I tell you what, this and the amount of money that you spend to have this replated, to me, it looks to be well worth the money. Go ahead and get started here. Already got lather way up there. Weather around here is definitely, it has gotten warmer. It wasn't that long ago, the highs were in the 70s, and in other words, cool weather. Lows were in the 40s, and now the highs are in the 90s. We've already had a few warnings about the heat index being up over 100. But it's June now. We're on our way to July, it feels like. I don't think there's any rain in the forecast for the rest of this week. Not only does this whip up, I could just feel how it goes on the face. This is pretty good stuff. CK6 is the more expensive version of the Crown King lineup. In other words, a tub of this stuff could run you about 25 bucks as opposed to, I guess you might say, the regular Crown King CK run you about 15 bucks. For me, the $15 variety works just fine. But this is more of a, I guess you might say, a luxurious version of the Crown King. If you never shaved with a single ring, there's a little bit of a blade feel there. It's going to get your attention. This is not one that you can, how can you say, go on automatic pilot for, because that blade feel, it's going to keep you honest. Just a little bit of a blade feel. Like I say, it's enough to get your attention, but not, I don't think it's over the top by any means. Rose gold, and I was reading on a RazorRefresh website, trying to wrap my mind around all the different kinds of coatings that are available there through the service. You could pick up, or I should say, you can get your razor coated in rose gold, 24 karat gold, bright nickel, copper, silver. I think that's all that's being offered right now. And there's if you take a moment, look down through there if you're interested in this replating service, it does give you a little bit of an idea. In other words, rose gold, and the thought behind that, it's a durable coating. Iridium, the price is the idea or the thought is that it's too expensive at the moment to even offer it, which might explain some of the prices that you might see on some of the razors that's been replated of, in other words, more recent history. It's kind of like if you've been following the price of, it's been in the news here of late, the price of lumber is went up by quite a bit, but like everything else. Some's went up, some prices have went up more so on some items than others, but it seems like everything has went up somewhat. Like they're saying on the news, gasoline around here is setting right around, depends on where you go, it varies, but it's below $2.70 a gallon. And I think it's like $2.66 in some locations. Just depends. Here in California, though, it's up over $4. That's like, oh, that's painful. Yeah, a little bit of everything has went up here in recent history. I don't know for sure how much this weighs. It's not real heavy. It's not a super light one by any means, but it's definitely not heavy. And it seems like most of the weight seems to be down towards the bottom part of the handle, this being hollow, of course. In my opinion, this shaver definitely it demands your attention. You put too much pressure on your face with that razor, I think you're going to end up with a cut or two. Definitely when you go to use the alum, it's going to be stinging. You put too much pressure with that razor. Pretty efficient. In other words, this third pass is more of a pickup pass. There's not a whole lot left. But at any rate, like I say, if you're interested in having a razor replated, I think in other words, if you had a Gillette flare tip you wanted replated, I think the going price is $50. In other words, it's pretty inexpensive. Like, you have to check the prices, because I looked at them and my numbers are probably all confused in my head this morning, what the going rate is. But this one here turned out really well. You'll need to keep in mind, though, that there's only so much you can do with scratches and pitting and whatnot. It'll look better than what it did when you first sent it in, but it may be a little difficult to make all those imperfections, to go away. So I guess you might say you need to be reasonable with what you're sending them and what you expect to get back. for me, I don't know what this one looked like before they replated it, but it does look good. I've got some razors that I've got picked out that I'd like to send to them. Try to pick the best ones. In other words, some of them I may not have much of a choice because that may be like the only one I have, but I've got some lined up on my wish list to send in. Because, in other words, there's only so much they can do with pitting and scratching. The scratches, you know, you've probably seen some on eBay that have been scratched up pretty good. And I mean deliberate scratches, not accidental ones. In other words, you don't know what they were using, but they scratched the heck out of that razor. And if you go to have it replated, there's only so much that they're going to be able to cover up. I guess you might say reasonable expectations. If you send in something that's already looking pretty decent, it just needs to be replated, not much in the way of pitting and whatnot, you're probably going to get back something that looks as good as this one here. This razor here looks fantastic. Couldn't tell you what one looks like new back in the, I guess you might say the early 1900s and the 20s, but boy, this razor here looks fantastic. Matter of fact, it wouldn't surprise me if this looks even better than what it did new. Oh, another thought that was running through my mind, because it is one of those things, did a single ring come out rose gold? I don't think so. I don't think it did. So in other words, replating your vintage razor in a different color or whatever than what it was originally. Some people scream foul that you even replated it, much less replated it in something different like 24 karat gold or whatever the case might be that you are interested in replating it in. And I understand that thought, but in some cases, the way I kind of look at it is that the razor looks better than what it did before you sent it in. And trying to preserve a certain amount of the razor from deteriorating even further. And if you're going to be using it from time to time, for me, my thought process is I don't have a problem having it replated. Kind of think that's probably the better thing to do if you're going to try to preserve it for many years to come and use it. Now, if you just got it, you know, you're going to put it off in a collection and not use it, that I understand not replating it. I understand all that. But for me, from time to time, even though it might only be once a year, but I'm going to use it. So there's that part of me that kind of likes to have it replated. I'm going to go ahead and show you this part right here real quick about what, if you never tried PAA's Star Jelly, I'm going to show you what it looks like, and then I'm going to put this on off the camera so that way video don't go too long. But this is what it looks like. And it starts out looking like that, and like I say, it just kind of like this, imagine a vanishing cream. It just starts out looking like your typical balm, and by the time you turn it, apply it on your face, it's there, disappears, and it's pretty cool on how it works out. In other words, it just disappears. It's there and it's gone. At any rate, had a great shave this morning. I'm dying of thirst this morning. Anyway, hope everybody's doing well. Stay safe, stay healthy, and smooth shaves to you.